Hi, everybody. How are you on this laid back Sunday? Well, I hope it is a laid back one for you. If you are working, a shift worker of sorts, a nurse, a doctor, a firefighter, waiter, whatever you are doing today, I sincerely hope you are going to have a good day. Okay, friends and enemies, I'm going to jump right in. And by saying that, I hope those of you who are friends of this channel will stay until the end of the video and listen. But in this video, I am addressing those of you who are here but who are not friends of the channel. Those of you who either hate the monarchy or love Meghan. I really want you to listen and take what I have to say to heart. It does not matter what your skin color is, where you were born, who or what your parents are, or what you are doing yourself today. All of our opinions are formed by our own background and experiences. Some of us had tougher lives than others, and therefore we may be more prone to support the underdog. Some had bad experiences when we were children, and therefore our focus and empathy will be directed at children. Some may be poor and resent the rich, and so on and so on. That is how our brains work, and it is not something we are always aware of. We have an opinion and we run with it. It forms part of our personality and who we are, and we seldom question it. Just like beauty, objectivity is in the eye of the beholder. With that in mind, I sent out a simple question to about 20 random people via DM on Instagram. I asked, what do you think is the single worst thing Meghan did since she married Harry? And I asked that from people who love Meghan and from those who hate her. Although a simple question, 99% of the people I sent it to had a hard time answering it. Those who don't like her could not choose only one thing, and those who do like her were not eager to search their souls and admit to her doing anything wrong. But with a little coaxing, I got an answer from 19 out of the 20 people. The one person who did not answer has not read her DM yet, so I cannot say that she refused to answer either. Okay, I was really surprised by the answers. I really expected at least 10 or 15 different answers, if not more. But I only got 6. Well, actually 5, but I decided to split the one, although the answer was virtually the same as another, but that one person had a different take on the same matter. So here it is. Number 1, coming from 5 out of the 19 people. Meghan's Uvalde visit. The entire scenario surrounding the visit seemed to have angered a lot of people, even those who like Meghan or are pro Meghan or at least have some empathy for her. Firstly, they felt that she had no ties to Uvalde. She does not have family or friends there, never lived there, and is not a member of the press or the president or political representative for the area. So first and foremost, it was seen as an attention-seeking, perhaps publicity-seeking exercise. 3 out of the 4 people felt if she really cared, she would have sent food, flowers, condolences, made a donation to the families, done so quietly, and not have gone there. Then the way she arranged the visit, arriving on a private jet with security and cameras, people feel that had she truly felt compelled to be there and truly wanted to just be there and help, show sympathy, she would have taken one bodyguard, hopped onto the first commercial flight, and that is that. No huge planning or arrangements made prior to the visit. Then one person also said that seeing that she had made all these arrangements and knew she was going to be photographed, she could have dressed more respectfully, perhaps a dark pantsuit, and showed at least outwardly some sadness, respect, and decorum. It was these 5 people's opinion that this whole scenario showed selfishness and a lack of empathy. Number 2, 4 out of the 19 people think the grief she put the Queen through at the Queen's age and during her failing health was the worst thing Meghan had done since marrying Harry. It appears as if this touched people deeply, and they are not forgetting the numerous incidents during which Meghan and Harry brushed the Queen off. There was a time when they were invited to Balmoral and they said Archie was too young to go. Yet they jetted off to Ibiza and Spain when they were invited for Christmas, but chose to go to Canada. And most recently, when they were again invited to Balmoral and turned the invitation down, even though they knew the Queen was sick and frail. All 4 of these people admit that Harry is to blame here as well, but feels that if Harry was still single or married to someone else, he would likely have seen more of his grandmother over the last 4 years. All 4 people feel that a woman with more empathy would have compromised due to the Queen's health and age, and would have agreed to at least more regular visits, or would have allowed or encouraged Harry to go on his own if she really could not stomach to do so for whatever reason. Again, all 4 think that this shows Meghan to be selfish, to lack empathy, and once said that it shows that she has no respect for anyone, not the Queen or any of her elders. Number 3, the Oprah interview. 3 out of the 19 people who responded quoted that the Oprah interview as the single worst thing Meghan did since marrying Harry. They said they were flabbergasted and stunned that she had the guts and the gall to lie on an interview which she knew was going to be watched by millions of people. They were stunned by how effortless she lied. They said that although they may not have picked up on each lie during the interview due to their lack of knowledge and understanding of the royal family, they became even more appalled as lie after lie was debunked and exposed. They feel, once again, that it showed Meghan's lack of empathy as she told these lies without a thought of how it would or could affect other people. All 3 of these people found it concerning that Meghan could tell these stories and lies under these particular circumstances, and one suggested that it is proof of a mental illness or personality disorder. Number 4, another surprise for me, as I thought this was long forgotten and of lesser consequence for most people. But 2 people quoted the interview with Tom Bradby in South Africa as the worst thing Meghan had done, or then the thing which stood out to them the most, or come to mind first. Both people were appalled by her "thank you for asking, no one asks whether I'm okay." Both people were appalled and saddened by the fact that she could be so self-centered and selfish to bemoan her own fate during a visit to a country which was experiencing a spate of violence, a failing economy, and other things at the time, and we only a few days before she was at a help desk for women who experienced domestic violence and visited a memorial for a young woman who was raped and murdered. Again, the respondents felt that this incident showed a lack of empathy. They think it showed selfishness and a lack of self-awareness. And one said it showed a lack of good manners and basic decorum. Number 5. This one surprised me as well, basically and simply because I did not even think about it when I anticipated the answers. But two people quoted Megan saying that she considered suicide when she was 5 months pregnant with Archie as the thing which stood out to them the most. Both people said that it does not matter to them whether it was true or a lie. Just the fact that she said it shows her lack of maternal instinct and selfishness. Number 6. For two people, Megan's deception was the worst. Now, I could have lumped it in with lying, but as the Oprah interview lies were specifically mentioned, I decided not to. These two people quoted Meghan deceiving Harry by pretending to share his interests in Africa and wildlife, deceiving the royal family by saying she was going to be a team player and hit the road running as the worst thing she had done. The second person quoted a number of things she considered deception by Meghan. Okay, now if you add it up along with me, you will see that it makes 18 people. The 19th person just could not tell or choose one single thing. And even after a lengthy explanation from my side, did not quite understand the assignment or the psychology behind the question and ended up sending me a list of things, explanations and dissections and so forth. Her list included most of the above and more, but it is not what I wanted. I wanted to determine where your hearts are. I wanted to determine where your hearts are, where your sympathies lie, and why Meghan Markle touched you negatively or then positively. Intellectually, we can all compile a list of her wrongdoings based on our own opinions and knowledge, which again is based on our own background and experiences. But that was not what I was after. I was after our emotions and feelings, trying to determine what touches us or you the most and the deepest. I can also tell you that out of the 20 people I chose to ask, 19 were women, one male, one was British, two American, and one Canadian. And the other 16, I have no idea at all. 9 out of the 20 are indeed following me on Instagram, and 11 were truly random. So from my side, I honestly try to keep it unbiased. And then, of course, the 20th or last person did not reply. Okay, so recently one of the Sussex Squad asked on Twitter that the anti-Meghan group, as she calls them, bring her receipts of Meghan's wrongdoings, as in her opinion, we can't, and that we are just haters and racists. And that is exactly why I did this. Out of the 19 people who responded, I'm guessing, and I'm judging by their replies, that two of them are sympathetic to Meghan at the very least. I can't say whether they are actual fans or not, as I do not follow them. However, what is true is that 18 out of the 20 people actually quoted facts as the worst things Meghan did, and not feelings or opinions based on assumptions, gossip, and so forth. Firstly, Meghan did go to Uvalde in a private jet accompanied by security and photographers, wearing jeans and a t-shirt with a bunch of wilted flowers. Fact. Not something anyone made up, and there is indeed picture evidence to prove it. Secondly, Meghan and then Harry did turn down numerous invitations to spend time with the Queen. We saw them board planes to Ibiza and Spain. We saw them going to Canada over Christmas. And we know they did not so much as spend a day or two with the Queen during her most recent stay at Balmoral. And these are facts. We have the picture evidence to prove it. The very receipts this woman was asking for. Thirdly, we all saw and heard Meghan's words on the Oprah interview. We saw and read Justin Welby's statement where he disputed marrying Harry and Meghan before the so-called public spectacle. Those of us who had travelled anywhere outside of our country's borders know how it works, that passports are essential. And we also know that Harry and Meghan travelled extensively during their time in the royal family. Most of her other lies had been debunked with receipts, but I have a point to make and not to go through old stuff again. But these I mentioned here are two undisputable facts. Fourthly, there is video evidence that Meghan said what she said in South Africa. There is video and photographic evidence that Meghan was at that help desk and at that young woman's memorial. So once again, these people's feelings are based on fact. Firstly, Meghan herself said she considered suicide during her pregnancy. I did not say it. No one else did. She did. I could have lobbed it in with the rest of the Oprah interview, but those who quoted the interview specifically referred to the lies she told, and we have no receipt of this particular story. However, most of you will agree that it does not show that Meghan has great protective maternal instincts, and that just the thought is rather selfish and self-centered, absolutely not considering the supposed little life growing inside of her. Number 6. We saw, heard, and read how both Harry and Meghan described their connection, their interest in Africa, wildlife, the bush, camping, etc. However, have we seen them do it after the wedding? No. We saw them holidaying in Ibiza, Spain, and in a mansion in Vancouver. So yes, I do consider it deception and receipts of her deception. We heard her saying she was eager to join the royal team and hit the ground running. Yet, very soon after the wedding, we saw and heard that she retained her United States PR, manager, lawyer, and agent, and that barely 6 months into the marriage, she was already discussing future interviews and deals. So yes, I can't but help to agree that we can consider this deception and with receipts. So now I'm going to turn it all around for the Sussex squad and the Sussex fans. How would you feel had one of your beloved family members died and a complete stranger arrived at his or her funeral with cameras, wearing shorts, and starting a whole act in front of the cameras while you were standing there all forlorn and heartbroken? Would you be upset, angry, or both? On this platform, I know of a few people who have a son or a daughter whom they do not see often enough because the child's spouse does not like them or has some issue with them. And I personally actually know how much it hurts. Those in the squad are often also mothers and fathers, and I'm willing to bet that if they were in the Queen's shoes or in the shoes of any of us, they would also have felt hurt and anguish. It is human. Thirdly, not so long ago, a subscriber emailed me and told me about her concern for his son, who was very depressed after he learned that his girlfriend was pregnant and had an abortion without telling him. Now, how different is it to considering suicide while you're pregnant? In my opinion, it is not much different. It still ultimately means that the person was willing to end the life of a child. Now, how would the members of the squad feel if Megan was talking about their blood, their grandchild or child? How would you, the members of the Sussex squad and fans, feel if your daughter-in-law went out into the public and told lies about you and made ridiculous accusations about you? Embarrassed, angry, sad, or all three? I think those are questions we all need to consider. So today, I'm asking the Sussex squad in particular to look into their own hearts and lives, to put themselves in the place of the Queen, King Charles, and even William and Catherine. I don't mind or care that you have some kind of sympathy or empathy with Meghan Markle, but I want you to be realistic and to stop putting forth ridiculous excuses which only results in you looking bad. There is no better way to face the truth and reality than to put yourself slap bang into someone else's position. Okay, guys, in the coming week, I'll be pumping out videos as I have pre-recorded some due to our electricity situation. Most of them are not time sensitive and similar to this one based on research and so on. So I will finish editing and post when I can. In between, I'll keep up with things as they happen and comment in shorter videos. Okay, guys and girls, until we meet again on the next one, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.